right on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. We're on weekdays, 11:45 Eastern. Follow us on Spreaker.com and click on the like button. Before I start, I just want to have a little aside. The Morning Moment is just that. I apologise if it's not that long, but if you prefer, like I do, to get to what I consider to be the meat, well, I'm no lawyer, God forbid, so I tell it straight, short and to the point. On with today. This name, Amy Klobuchar, probably is not familiar to Canadians, and I bet it's not familiar to Americans either. I chose this piece from Special Report February 12. I'm not going to play the whole interview, it's too long, even for me. Why? Because it's far and wide, and I don't really care about most of it. What I do want to concentrate on is climate change. Yes, my favourite bugbear. This candidate talks about getting back into the Paris Climate Change Agreement. So I want you to listen to how she is in favour of it. And quite frankly, she has no clue at all. Or does she? Here's the piece.
Here's the Green New Deal. If the Senate Majority Leader brings it to the floor, how do you vote on it?
The Green New Deal, I see it as, by the way, I see it as aspirational. I see it as a jumpstart. So I would vote yes, but I would also, if it got down to the nitty-gritty of an actual legislation as opposed to, oh, here are some goals we have, that would be different for me.
But here's the goals. Okay. Full transition off fossil fuels, yes, including drastically reducing air travel. Mm-hmm. You're for it? I
am for a jumpstart of the discussion and a framework, as Senator Markey has described. I am not for reducing air travel. So
net zero greenhouse gas emissions.
I don't think that is going to happen in the next few years, but you can imagine by new technology, and by the way, that includes nuclear and everything else, that we could get to a better place.
Economic security for all who are unable or unwilling to work.
I don't agree with the unwilling to work.
And last one, upgrade or replace every building in the U.S. for state-of-the-art energy efficiency.
I think we should put in better building standards. But could I just say what I would like to do, and I proposed in my announcement, what I would like to see is on day one to get back into the International Climate Change Agreement. We are the only country not in it. I would like to see us put in place those clean power rules again that would bring us a 30% reduction. I think those are doable things that we've worked on. And if you look at this from an economic standpoint, there's one thing that people haven't been talking about. That is that homeowners insurance has gone up something like 50% in just the last 10 years in the coast. But why? Because of the risk of climate change. Fourth hottest year last year. Parents driving their kids through wildfires in California, trying to talk their kid down. For us to do nothing and to go backwards is wrong. So I view this as a framework for discussion, but nothing that we are not going to reduce air travel right now. We are not going to get rid of all of these industries right now. We just need to start as a country seeing it as an aspiration to do better than we're doing now. I've had it with governing from chaos. We need to govern from opportunity. We need to look up at the challenges before us instead of looking down and looking away. And those challenges are big, but we are up to them as a country.
What scares me more is how she has no idea what the real cost of the Paris Climate Agreement is. This is just another socialist who claims she's not, but in my mind, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, well, you figure it out. Oh, and she wants world order. That's what Paris Climate Change Agreement is. Or should I say, New World Order. Let me be crystal clear. Climate change is fake news. Climate change is a means by which socialists can reach their grand prize. That, changing, but to paraphrase someone that Americans will be very familiar with, to fundamentally change the way you live your lives. Climate change is a means to a new world order. Make no bones about that, which the UN call Agenda 2030. I cannot express this point enough. Liberal socialists, call them what you want. I call them communists, want to control every aspect of your life. And this person is no different. She claims to be a capitalist, but if she was a capitalist, which is a free market economy, capitalist is a socialist term. free market economy, the cost to America and Americans would be in the hundreds of billions of dollars directly. Let me just say that again. Hundreds of billions of dollars directly. And now I'm going to give you another number. Indirectly, it will rise to the trillions. The loss of jobs will be in the tens of millions. One example is automobiles will be priced out of existence. And let's talk about those fake platitudes about banning aircrafts, saying, well, we'd never do that. Don't look at it from that perspective. Turn it around. Look at your neighbour to the north for examples. We in Canada pay far more to fly. Now, as our country is set out more left to right than up and down, many citizens are just simply priced out. And of course, we don't have much competition here, and the regulations are ridiculous, and we also have to have bilingualism. To paraphrase one whose name I will not mention, no, we won't stop you flying if, after all the additional regulations, taxes, you can afford it. That's the game. Listen to the Liberal. They claim they don't lie, but really it's a question of how you define the truth, isn't it? Amy Klobuchar is just one symbol of what Liberals in Canada and Democrats in America are really all about. Remember this, you're only one election away. You escaped in the US by the skin of your teeth last time. Next time, I don't think America will survive as we know it. And after all, that is their ultimate goal. And that's my comment. You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. You can now find us on Spotify. Just go to the podcast section and type Canadian Politics with a Twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.